Happy Friday, everyone, from the Cake Diva, Mandy. I have got a 3-layered cake here. It is white almond vanilla inside. And I'm just going to show you how fast and easy it is to ice this cake and get a smooth surface using standard vanilla whipped buttercream. Now, I don't like to heavily whip my buttercream because then you get a more airy, Cool Whip type of texture. I want mine to have more of a creamy, buttery texture. Plus, it really brings out that butter taste when you don't over whip. I'm using standard leaf green along with a standard Kelly green from Wilton Food Coloring. They actually make a great gel product. It's pretty much the same quality as any of the expensive gels that you can buy at these specialty cake stores. I do have a favorite specialty cake store in Indianapolis that I like to go to get my cake supplies. It's called Miss B's Sweet Supply, and Miss B has a little bit of everything. They have any type of colorings, supplies for cake support, they have supplies for packaging, they have any type of flavoring you would like. She makes some amazing flavors. They actually order in some product as well, but they also have a cabinet filled with handmade flowers, so on and so forth, that they make from gum paste. They do classes there, so that's one of my favorite resources to use. So here we go. I have added a generous amount of icing to the top of my cake, and then I just kind of apply a thick layer. It does not have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be near perfect. I apply a thick layer all the way around the top half of my cake. If any falls on your tray, don't panic. You can just scoop it up and add it right onto the side of the cake. Make a nice thick layer all the way around the cake. See, there went a glob onto the tray. I kind of go in an upward angle a little bit because you want it to rise above the top, the edge of your top of your cake. Makes it easier to smooth when we get to the end, which I'll show you. Now, I do the same around the bottom half of the cake. I use a flat-edged spatula. A lot of cake bakers prefer to use an angled spatula, which they work. They actually work just as well, and for some people they work better. I find that the way that my hands tend to work, I do best and get the best finish using a straight edge spatula. Just continue to add, press against the cake. You can already tell that it's kind of smooth as is. I may or may not have to do too much smoothing with this one because my buttercream came out really nice this time for a smooth finish. I notice there's a hole on the bottom. Just fill it right in like this. Then I have this fancy schmancy little tool here, a sharp edge. You can buy these anywhere, pretty much Walmart, Kroger. I'm going to scoot this back just a little bit so you can really see. You just touch it to the edge of your cake, spin your turntable, and it will gather the excess, and it will also kind of smash icing into any bubbles or holes that there are. After you go around a couple of times, I like to scrape after I go around and get the edge of it really nice and clean again. Just like this. There you go. Clean-sided cake. Then I set this aside. I go back to my little spatula, straight edge spatula. You hold it at about a 45-degree angle, and you can just kind of rake the icing that's above the top of the cake, like so. I kind of go in toward the center, and that'll give you that nice sharp edge at the top of the cake that people really like having. It's really nice to have a nice sharp edge of the top of your cake. It just gives it a more clean look and a finish. This cake is going to be a fortnight cake tomorrow, believe it or not. I still have to make the little llama figurine. I still have to make a treasure chest and a little med pack and all of the wonderful little banners and things that come along with having a fortnight cake. Now, after you get that good and smooth on top, you'll notice there might be a tiny little bubbled out part around the edge of the top. You can just take your spatula, go around and kind of press that little bubble in, without messing up the sides of your cake. If you're gentle, you can do this without messing up your smooth side that you just made. You can kind of go in and touch up any areas that don't look the way that you like to see them look. Then, once more, any messy edges, you can go back in with your 45-degree angle with your spatula and kind of rake those in to the center. I have a little secret tip. After you let this sit and let your buttercream crust over for about a good 15 to 20 minutes, you can take Viva paper towel, that's the Kleenex brand, and it has no pattern. You can lay that across the top of your cake and smooth your hand, very gently press down just a tiny bit, and that will smooth out these little ruffles and rumples that you see on the top of the cake. You can also press it against the side. Any imperfections, it will smooth that right out. Just lay it on there and use your hands to slide back and forth. So anyway, there we go, a fairly smooth, sharp-edged green cake. And tune in tomorrow to my page on Facebook and you'll get to see the finished product. Thanks so much.